一，你好。
方雪琴 is the heroine in our story. She graduated from a university and has got a job in an advertisement company. This is her first day at the company.
您好，
你好，
我叫方雪琴。
欢迎你。他叫杨丽。
你好，我叫方雪琴。
你好，欢迎你。
This phrase is normally used to make greetings at any time in the day. It can be used to greet your acquaintances as well as strangers. And the answer to it is also 你好.
你好。
你好，
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 喂，你好。
你好。
您 is actually another form of 你 to show respect. We may use 您 to greet the older people or someone in a higher position than you. That's why Fang Xueqin in our story greeted to Mr. Liu. 您好。
您好，
你好。
Chinese people put their surnames ahead of their given names. And normally, a surname is only one character, while a forename can be both two characters and one character. For example, Fang Xueqin. Fang is the surname, and Xueqin is the given name. Yang Li. Yang is the surname, and Li is the given name. 方雪琴，杨丽。
我叫 is normally used to make self-introductions. When you are using this phrase to make self-introduction, both the surname and the forename are to be included.
我叫汪玲。
他叫汪玲。我叫纪晓君。他叫汪玲。他叫方雪琴。他叫杨丽。
欢迎你 and 欢迎 are the two phrases used to express your welcome to others.
"第一课。2，这是小芳。这是小芳。
你们好，我叫方雪琴。
欢迎。
这是老赵。
你好，我叫赵天慧。
你好，
他叫田洪刚。
你好。
Xiaopa's surname is normally used in China among acquaintances like friends or colleagues to call the young people.
小 plus surname 小方，小杨，
小汪你好。
你好。这是 means this is. This phrase is used to introduce people or objects.
这是小汪。们 is a plural suffix.
你 you 你们 you
你们。
我 I 我们 we
我们。
他 he 他们 they
他们。
他 she 他们 they
他们。
你们好。
你好。
你好。
你们好。
你好。
你好。你好。你好。
你好。
欢迎你们。
老 plus surname is normally used among acquaintances like colleagues or friends to greet the middle-aged or the old people. 老 plus surname 老赵。
他 is equivalent to he or him in English. In Chinese, both he and she are pronounced as ta, but the characters are different. He is ta, while she is ta.
第一课。3，这是我爸爸。
您好，
你好，
我叫方雪琴。
欢迎你。他叫杨丽。
你好，我叫方雪琴。
你好，欢迎你。
这是小芳。
你们好，我叫方雪琴。
欢迎。欢迎。
这是老赵。
你好，我叫赵天慧。
你好，
他叫田洪刚。
你好。
这是我爸爸。
这是他爸爸。
这是我妈妈。
这是他妈妈。
这是我爸爸和妈妈。
这是他爸爸和妈妈。
这是我哥哥。
这是他哥哥。
我是他妹妹。
她是他妹妹。
这是我女儿。
这是他女儿。
这是我儿子。
这是他儿子。
这是我儿子和女儿。
这是他儿子和女儿。
这是老方，他是我丈夫。
他是她丈夫。
我是他妻子。
他是他妻子。
你们好，我叫方雪琴。
她叫方雪琴。
你们好，我叫方雪松。
她叫方雪松。
我哥哥叫方雪松。
他哥哥叫方雪松。
我妹妹叫方雪琴。
她妹妹叫方雪琴。
你们好，我叫方雪琴。
欢迎你，方雪琴。
你们好，我叫方雪松。
欢迎你，方雪松。
你们好。
欢迎你们。
这是老刘。
老刘，你好，欢迎你。
他叫杨丽。
小杨，你好，欢迎你。
我叫赵天慧。
老赵，你好，欢迎你。
他叫田洪刚。
小田，你好，欢迎你。
我不懂汉语。
我不懂汉语，
请说慢点儿。
请说慢点儿。
请再说一遍。
请再说一遍。Part of learning a language is learning the culture. So we have asked Alan McInnes to help us teach you some of the differences in communication and culture.
I've lived in China now for 10 years, and since I arrived, I've been making a study of Chinese culture and communication with other people and how it differs between China and between the U.S. If you want to express something, how do you say that? And so I hope in these times where I'm here to teach you, that I'll be able to teach you some things that will help you understand Chinese culture, so that when it comes time for you to say something, what you say reflects what you mean, and isn't just a translation from English into Chinese. I've made lots of mistakes in my 10 years here, and of course you will too. It's just something that happens when you learn a language. But if you can learn a little bit more about the culture, perhaps you'll make a little bit fewer mistakes. There are some differences when you meet and greet someone between China and America. For example, in America, you might just say, "Hi, Bob," or "Hi, Joe," and it doesn't matter who the person is, whether they're your boss or whether they're your friend's son. But in China, it's very important for you to think about what to call that person or what title to use for that person. And of course, this being the first lesson, you haven't learned very many titles yet. But when you just consider the phrase 你好, that's an ordinary phrase. 你好, you could use it for your friends or for
Everyone.
just about anybody. But if you have someone older than you, or the head of the company, or someone...
You must add something.
Yeah, someone who you respect very much, you say 您好. It shows your respect for that person. In the case of a teacher or someone who you must show your respect to, it's very frequent here for you to add their name. For example, if you bump into a teacher. For example, Wang 老师, she's our teacher. 老师 means teacher. And her surname is Wang. I would usually say 王老师你好 or 您好. And that extra 王老师puts in it the manners, for example, that our please and thank you in America have. You don't say, "Give me that." You say, "Give me that, please." That's what brings manners to an American conversation. In China, what brings manners to the conversation is for you to add the person's name and title. For example, 王老师您好. When you get to know a teacher, it can also be a situation where you just say their name. And that's the same as saying, 你好, how are you? For example, if I bumped into Wang 老师, I might just say, "Oh, 王老师," and not add the 你好. So depending on the circumstances, you might have a different form of saying, "How are you?" And slowly, as the book goes on, we will teach you all these different forms of addressing people and saying, "Hi, how are you?" In China, it's a bit complicated.
Well, Alan, let's talk about the formal address. Suppose we meet on the streets. What would you call me?
Well, if I met you on the street, if you were my teacher, I would say, 王老师你好.
你好.
I'd say 老师 teacher. If you were just my friend, I would say 小王 because you're smaller than I am. If you were an old lady or an old man, I might say 老王 because then you're much older than I am and I have to be respectful. So depending on, again, on the age and what your position is and what your title is, that's how you decide what to call someone. It's very important in Chinese to show your relationship in the way you address people. And even among the very closest of friends, you can leave the xiao and the lao off. But that's very, very close friends, something that might take a year or two for you to make here in China. After we're finished doing this program, she can just be Wang Ning. But for right now, she's still Xiao Wang. And I'm Mu Lao Shi. My family name is Mu. So people would call me Mu Lao Shi, showing their respect to me as a teacher.
I cannot call you Lao Mu.
No, I'm not old enough. And it's interesting to see in how far you can stand away from someone. If you're a teacher, this would be about the right amount of distance. But close friends in China, if you're really close, and she's Wang Ning, not 小王. Then we might even stand like this or like this and hang on each other. And this is another way of showing your closeness and your friendship is to be friendly physically, I guess you'd say, as well as friendly in the way you use a form of address.